correct,
Yeah,
are doing something in the collabs.
yeah.
What can you share about that? Is that kind of like a special bag with a light on it, or is it like their bags with um, that can carry your lights, or is it a bag with a bunch of lights in there, just like how
It,
we
it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. So
okay,
we're basically we're high vising something as well. So that's us. That's our colours. But we've got a few surprises in store with those guys. So it's sort of again, I look at a marketplace and I think, well, some of these people that have been in that marketplace, they've been doing the same thing for however many years. There's no difference. They change the colour, they change the size, they change the shape. They don't add anything. They're not
yeah,
they're not reinventing the wheel. And I've been looking at so many industries like safety glasses, gloves, all that type of stuff, and people aren't doing anything new. With the safety glasses, I'm working on two lights that go on the side of some safety glasses now. That you take them off and you stick them in a case and they charge like Apple AirPods.
oh my god, that sounds amazing actually.
So eventually you'll be able to use those on the side there, clip onto your cap, put them onto your gloves on the front. I've got loads of stuff like that. But anything where we can put a light into and make it better through a light, then that's the route to market for us to moving into these different industries. But there's so many people. Again, I'll go back to coronavirus. When the coronavirus hits, a lot of companies go, right, no more marketing, no more ad spend. Let's chop staff. Let's get rid. Let's get rid. Let's get rid. Now, what we do is we have a big war chest that we save, we save, we save. Like nobody prints in colour in the office. Little things like that. We save and we save and we save. So when there is a recession or a pandemic or something like that, we spend our way out of it. So you'll probably notice we've got maybe 20 new products coming this year.
Oh yeah,
Most companies go, I'm not spending any money on R&D. I'm not spending any money on new products. And you'll notice a lot of even the bigger tool companies, their launches will be scaled back
yep,
because I think now's not the time. People won't have the excess money. You have to go and this is why I talk to you. Is somebody might be watching this and then goes on and buys one of our products,
yeah,
and that's what these companies should be doing. Is thinking every opportunity I get is when all these other companies go no 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 no. You should be saying yes yes yes
yeah,
because people want something new regardless of what the situation is.
yeah. People are still looking for new things regardless. You're
Yeah.
right. Because I
So
do know a lot of companies do have their things pulled back, and sadly enough, some of the other events that are happening, like Rigid Experience, or even for other
yeah,
people like Milwaukee NPS, a lot of those have been canceled through, so the events are canceled. But for us, everybody sitting at home, you're right. People want to see what's new, and you've made the next step where there's not too much distribution problems going on where we have to buy from suppliers or wholesalers. And
yeah,
when people do want it, you have the e-commerce to do so because we can go right to your website and actually just buy freaking light. There's
yeah.
no boundaries between that.
That's. I mean, part of the reason that we've done it like that is because I've had distributors in the US, in Canada, in years before, and they just expect that we get the orders and then pass them over to them. And I'm like, no, if you want to take on the brand, you have to. Nobody's going to just come and order from you.
Yeah.
I'm doing all this work on Instagram with working with different people and stuff like that, and having these conversations with you guys. I'm not doing that so somebody else can just go, yeah, I'll take the money.
And then give you that commission just so you hold stock, right?
So it's just for me the whole way everything operates at the moment is going to slowly shift. And again, like I drive a Tesla, and the way that they've created what they've created and the direct to consumer model where you can go online and buy a car off a website
Yeah.
without going to a dealership. 5 years from now, nobody will be going to a dealership to buy a car. They might go there to test drive one, but they're not going to go there to buy it. They'll
Yeah.
just buy the car like you go on to buy tools from Rigid, you just buy it online and it turns up.
Yeah. You
And
make the process easy.
all car dealerships are going to go. So eventually, if you don't evolve, you end up dying as a business.
Yeah.
Your customer tells you guys tell me what you want all the time, and if I don't give it to you, you'll find somebody else that does.
Yeah. So how many locations does Unilite actually have right now?
So we've got a few people who work for us out in Hong Kong, some in Shanghai, and then head office HQ, which is in the UK. So um, for us, we're very nimble as a business. I could hire a lot more staff. Everybody will tell you in the office we should hire more staff because everybody's super tired or oh god, so stressed out, there's so much work. But actually, I know if I hire more people, the people in the office actually become more lazy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to work everybody to death, but just know where everybody's tolerance is. And if you start having too many people trying to do the same job, everything gets lost in translation. There's no communication internally, and then before you realise it, you're making mistakes or you're not listening to your customer. So I try and keep the team sort of like smaller knit, but like a tighter group of people if I can. And
So
everybody knows everybody's business in the office and all that sort of stuff. So it's more of a, I don't know, like a family.
yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. How many people are all together? You'd say, like, do you have in
uh,
Unilite?
there's 20 in the UK, maybe 5 or 6 in HK, and then about the same in Shanghai.
Okay.
But the aim is probably to set up a full office out in China to help with sort of any issues that we get out there, because it's difficult with a 8 hour time gap. Obviously, I'm up
Yeah.
at 4 o'clock every day trying to talk to.
Is there that difficulty at the same time with the language barrier that
No,
happens?
no. I mean, anybody who says, oh, that person's English isn't very good, should try then to speak that person's native language and then tell me
Uh,
that their English isn't very good. I'm very much like that. Like anybody that says, oh, and technology now, you just get on an app and I can talk into it
that's
and then
true.
have a discussion. So it's like anybody that says, oh, yeah, I can't understand them or I can't talk to them or makes an excuse about it, bullshit.
Yeah, there's all
Bullshit. And
excuses.
yeah, I can't thank the people that I work with enough out there. They're great people. They help us. And we're very, very lucky that we've got that relationship with the people that we work with. Any ideas that I have, they're all over it.
Yeah.
They're all over it.
What's your plan next? Do you plan on coming to North America fully, or like have a branch here, or what do you
Yeah,
think?
there's a tool sort of subscription service called Tool Crate.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen those guys.
Yeah.
They put one of our products into their last Tool Crate, which went out to, I think it was about 400 units or something like that, went out to 400 subscriptions. And they said the feedback that they got off the Lite, which was absolutely amazing. They said everybody loved it, everybody commented how good it was. So they're now due to take over distribution in Canada and North America. So, fingers crossed, those guys are super enthusiastic. I think we'll have a different scenario with them to how it was before with some of the other distributors. But if it takes off, then who knows? We open an office stateside, and maybe we go from there. Especially now we're launching like different categories. We've got some hard cases coming, which are similarish to Pelican. We've got some other bits and pieces working on some gloves, safety glasses. There's loads of different things that we're working on. So if the plan works and the plan gets executed, then we may well have an office over there and doing more exhibitions and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, there is a tool subscription called Tool Crate. I've seen it myself actually. They do have a lot of nice tools that go into there. And I honestly think that, if you're an apprentice or anybody starting off, this thing is amazing because it can actually show you a lot of products that you might be missing out on.
yeah,
But lastly, I do have the last question of you of the day, which I've shown you a picture before, so I'm going to show the viewers over here. So this was probably back in 2013. Um, that picture I sent you, like, what can you tell me about this picture? Were you working with Unilite when this happened?
yeah, that
You
was.
probably were, right?
So when I first joined the business, we had products that were in like blue, they were in green, they were in we had like silver, different types of silver, black. We had there was no sort of coherent branding. And the one thing that I kept noticing when I was driving around in cars was everybody had like the high visibility jackets on the back shelf in the car, and I was thinking, safety, high vis, and we ummed and ahed for ages. Like there was a discussion between myself, my father, and my sister, many arguments about Do we put them in these colours? I said, look, I keep seeing these colours everywhere. Everywhere I go, I can see these colours. And before, people never used to want to wear those colours. They felt a bit of a dickhead wearing those colours.
Yeah.
And then as it became standard and, health and safety became a big issue because people were dying on building sites and stuff like that, more and more people now, they take pride in having the correct gear on. So that picture actually stems from the first ever sort of photo shoot of the new products in those colours. And we debated for 3-4 months whether it should be black with yellow switches or yellow with a black switch. Eventually, that's the colours that we came out with. So that particular picture was taken by a guy called Darren, he used to take some pictures for the business many, many years ago. But it's the first sort of trial of me trying to portray that I wanted stuff to be tough. Yeah, looks like it's on a scaffolding sort of system with a couple of products, hard hats, all that type of stuff. So I'm trying to, bring the safety thing out in the picture, which I look back on some of these pictures now and I'm like,
oh, it brings back good memories, though. I think it's awesome that you guys have posted ever since 2013. So it's so documented that when you come back to that process, you can see where you guys grew from that point.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Back at that point, I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. I still didn't probably until maybe a year and a half ago, and I still don't know everything now. But it's got to a point where the formula that we've got and the way that we sort of interact with people, and I've realised I have to post regularly on a certain time, certain days, all that sort of stuff. Insta stories now, reels, which is moving over from TikTok. All this sort of stuff, you have to take advantage of it. Yeah.
So this light and all this high-vis stuff. Do you still have it at the office?
I'll be honest with you. I'll have to take a photo, but we've got like an area in the office which is up on like a mezzanine floor, and we keep all the old samples. I've got samples from 1991. I've got samples from like 1987, and I've got even other companies which don't exist anymore. I've got their old products, and the reason that I keep all of this stuff is that occasionally I go back through it all, or I open a few boxes and I have a little look, and I go, I could do something with that now because the technology's changed. Back then, the design of something wasn't good because it was just a filament bulb or a halogen bulb or krypton bulb or something like that, and you couldn't adapt it. Whereas now with an LED and the technology and the materials, you can redesign something and actually put a new spin on it, and people go, wow, I haven't seen anything like it. Well, you have. It was Back to the Future in 1988 or whatever it was.
Just didn't have the technology to make it better back then.
Yeah. So we have got, thousands of samples. Being the company that we are, we get loads of suppliers from all over the world: India, Pakistan, Vietnam, Thailand, China, all sending us samples saying, look, please buy this. This is what we can do. Please buy this. But I just keep them. I don't know why. I always find actually, even if the plastic's rubbish or the aluminium falls apart, there might be one part on there where I go, I could take that or I could adapt that. And that's how we come to do some of the stuff that we do in the end.
That makes sense. No, it gives you all the ideas, and you can always look back into it. You should take a picture of that room. Actually, I'm very curious to see what that room looks like.
I'm trying to clear it out at the moment, if I'm honest, because we're about to expand again. So I'll take some pictures of the office and stuff for you. But we're about to expand through to have more office space, and then a studio where we're about to start doing podcasts, video casts, shooting product unboxings and all that sort of stuff. So we're actually going to build a studio inside the office, so literally members of staff can be on their computer and go, okay, the new products arrived, okay, we'll take it in there, we'll film it, we'll do the unboxing, all that sort of stuff, and it gets done instantly. So there's no I've got to send it off to a videographer, he then takes it, and 3 weeks later you've lost the momentum. Everything's instant,
everything's hot off the press, as they say.
Yeah. And if I'm interviewing people on like a podcast, on a show with a video and doing something similar to you, and I get people that are respected in the industry and they talk about their job, and if they use our products, what you like about it, other brands that they use, people then aren't just listening to something about a torch, they're listening to someone they admire and how
Yeah.
they work within the industry. So it's not always about, for me, it's great to sell a torch, but I'm interested personally in some of these people that use our products.
Yeah.
Like I watch all the videos, stuff that you put on there, stuff that anybody puts on there, and if I like the content, it doesn't matter whether somebody's got 2 followers or 100,000. If you like what somebody's doing, you're going to watch it and keep watching it.
Makes
So
sense. No, I'm excited for my lights coming in still. Those
yeah,
those were new.
yeah. There's
The
there's a,
175s.
there's a lot more coming as well. The 175 is for plumbers is it's a hit. That thing, it's a hit.
I'll
Same
definitely try.
same with
Yeah, cause
same with
I saw PB using it as well.
yeah. He makes me laugh because whenever we have a new product, especially the smaller, more everyday carry style, Pete's all over them. As soon as he sees that, he's like, shh, and he has them for himself. But he's great because he won't talk to me about it for 3-4 months, and then he'll say, this is what I like, this is what I don't like.
Wow.
He's not always posting it, going, look at this. He uses it and then tells me what he does or he doesn't like about it, which, again, that's invaluable for me.
Yeah. Well, Pete is some real shit. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Pete is
yeah.
awesome.
There's some people's work. I mean, you probably the same when you look at it. I mean, there's another guy called Tony from the UK called Unequaled Heating,
Yeah.
and some of his pipe work, it's like you're in like a cathedral in Milan, and you're looking at this pipe work, and I'm like, how does somebody even get that level of like precision, and everything is just
It's beautiful.
unbelievable. Even I've got no idea really what I'm looking at. I'm just like, wow, look at that. That
Look at
that
that.
is
It's
like,
beautiful.
but it is. People say to you, how can you say pipe work's beautiful? But to plumbers, if I can get like 50% of the enthusiasm for somebody's work is what you might get 90,
Yeah.
then that's helping me to design a product, and I'm looking at people that are like, it's art. That stuff is art. When you put something in an install and you stand back and you go, that's art.
Yeah.
However anybody says it to you, you've been artistic. That's your personality coming through in your work.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's just like how you make your lights is your personality coming through because, it's all your studying, it's all the processes, all your own research and development, and then you and the team together creating something that everybody wants to use.
Yeah. I mean, Pete, you'll watch his work, and his work's phenomenal as well. There's certain people on here where I'll sit back and I'm just, half the time I don't even know what they've done, but it just looks amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
know
then,
exactly what you mean.
but then you always get the keyboard warrior that says, you've left the valve down or something on the one side. You always get that as well.
It's always like that. There's always those people with the negativity because they just want to bring people down.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the issue there, but there's always that one person that wants to feel better about himself because
Yeah.
you get all the attention, but then he all of a sudden obviously he doesn't have the attention because he's not the one that's posting, and he's usually the keyboard warriors are usually the guys who are like 3 or 4 posts, and then
Yeah.
somehow they say they know about the world, and then you're a shitty plumber.
Yeah. Well, Pete gets a lot of that. To be fair to him, he gets a lot of that. But I'll just say to him, if you're good at what you do, then people always want to tell you that you're not, type of thing. So
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
even I get that. I mean, all I do is sell torches. I don't know how I managed to get some hate as well, but maybe it's the beard or the English accent. Who knows?
Yeah, you always find a guy that won't like you out there. If you can be the most likable guy out there, I don't think it's even possible.
Yeah. There's always somebody. So, but
Uh,
appreciate you having me on and having a chat about this stuff. It's always nice to talk about what we're doing.
no, I appreciate it as well. I mean, we're coming close to the end of the show, so just wanna, if you have anything to say or let the audience know, anything you want to advertise coming out, just please go ahead. And for everybody that doesn't know, his Instagram is on probably the left of me or the right of me. It's Unilite UK. Yeah, literally right under him. Alex Inslee, director of Unilite. If you need to find him, you can find him on Unilite UK on Instagram. Anything else you want to say, Alex?
Or on Twitter, Facebook, any social media. It's me that runs all the social. So if anybody wants to ask me about a product or when stuff's coming out or any sort of new stuff. They want to see some of the new stuff as well. You know, I always tease little bits out to certain people I know who are going to love a product. I'll always drop out a few shots of some new stuff. So if anybody's interested in that stuff, and just if anybody supported us, all I want to say is a big thank you from myself and the people in the office as well.
100%. And if you guys didn't know, I did say that this week, or probably the next week after this show, I will be doing giveaway myself with Unilite, and we'll be offering a light to, one of the followers. Anybody tuning in here will probably will get extra entries, but other than that, everybody else will be on the page for the entries, which we will be giving some light out and some of our swag out. So keep in touch with that and keep watch. So other than that, thanks again, Alex, for being with Coffee of Impetus today. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.